Jai Baba. I'm Meherjee speaking, Meherjee Kakaria, and here is Meherwan Jessawala. We are now coming to Guruprasad, the palace where Baba started staying almost from 1951. Of course, 1951 was a short period when he stayed here. It was during the new life, and he was in strict seclusion. That was in 1951 for a short period when Baba came from Mahabaleshwar with the Mandali. He was still in new life and in strict seclusion. Mandali stayed in that guest house and the women Mandali stayed in the main building. But that was only for a short period. But since 1958, he every year came to Poona in summer, that is about 21st or 22nd of March, and exactly left Poona on 1st of July. That was for 10 long years. Meherwan, he used to arrange everything at Guruprasad before the Mandali and women Mandali came, their household and everything he used to arrange. And yes, and we were to be with Baba practically. I was to be with Baba practically the whole day because I had nothing to do in those days. And now, as I said, all arrangements for the Mandali and for Baba and the Mandali were made by Meherwan, including their food and comforts and even medical treatment and everything. Meherwan was a main person. Anything happened and Meherwan was called.
We can go in at this point here. Could you explain a little bit now about...
Yes, usually Baba and the party used to arrive in 2 or 3 cars from Meherjee, and in the morning at about 10 or 10:30, he was always here. He used to come this way, the car here, and when on the day he arrived, no one was permitted to be here except myself, Meherwan, when he was free, and Meherwan's family, means Gaimai and sister, because the food was brought from Bindra house, Meherwan's house, everything, for Baba as well as some of the Mandali.
How many years did you spend
That was
with Baba?
10 years.
10 years.
It was not the last year, except the last year, 1968. In that period, he didn't allow not a single soul to come to Guruprasad. Not even Meherwan or Meherjee or Baba's brothers or nobody from Poona. In fact, no visitor visited that period. That was the last seclusion Baba's. And that was the last time he stayed in Guruprasad, just before dropping his body. That was 1968, July 1st he returned. 1968, 1st of July 1968, he returned to Meherjee. Yes. So from 1958 to 1968, 10 summers, Baba had stayed in Guruprasad for almost 3 months. The first time the Maharani, to whom this Guruprasad belongs, came to see Baba, took his darshan and was so much impressed and had some experience of Baba as avatar of the age that spontaneously she kept this palace for Baba only and no one was allowed to come here and stay even. She even dedicated this palace, Guruprasad, to Baba and offered to give it to him at that time. But Baba said that no, you can keep it during your lifetime and you may donate it in your will. Here it was this Guruprasad where you must have observed so many darshan programs were held, even Westerners. Many visitors, eminent people from all walks of life, material as well as spiritual, visited Baba in this Guruprasad, took his darshan, took his blessings. He gave many discourses in this Guruprasad. He had suffered a lot also staying in Guruprasad, particularly after the accidents in the car. He stayed here. His recuperation also was in Guruprasad. Physical exercises were given here by Dr. Donkin. And even when he was still not able to walk, one day he described that if he wants, he can walk. And he walked, not only walked, but it actually ran, and we could not follow him. That was just once, and I think it is filmed. You must have seen it in the picture also. Public darshans were given here when thousands and thousands of people had visited from all over. From all over means all over India, Pakistan, United States, England, Persia, and so many other places. In those days, during those darshan periods, Guruprasad was just like what we call Meherwan, a fairyland. People, thousands and thousands of people right from the gate till the end at the rear. There were masses of humanity, men, women, children, coming to receive his love. And his love was flowing and so bountiful that some people had tears in their eyes, some were just smiles, or some were just dumb. We get open. See, now the first darshan, public darshan that Baba gave, Baba sat here on this veranda where Maharani of Baroda, the owner of this palace, was also with him. She took his darshan first time here on this spot. All right here. And the people had all gathered here. They took his darshan and went away.
How did the Maharani come about to dedicate the palace she had for Baba's use?
You see, actually, this Maharani had a relative, or call it Sardar Raste, here in Poona. So whenever we wanted Guruprasad, we used to approach him. He is a great devotee of Baba. So he asked Maharani to give this palace for Baba to stay here. And she naturally agreed. At that time, she had never met Baba, or she might have heard. But
and this is the...
Yes, this is the entrance. And then later on, when the crowds were small, Baba used to give darshan in this hall. Of course, this furniture was removed, and right at the back, this settee was fixed, where Baba used to sit there, and people used to come to him in this hall. Of course, when there are public, these were of course the families and Baba lovers of intimate Baba lovers, 200-300 people at a time. This is a Guruprasad hall where Baba used to give darshan to limited number of people, or to intimate mandali or some groups coming to see Baba. This picture of Baba is a typical one. While giving public darshan, he acknowledges the greetings of the devotees. This hall has two wings. The wing on this right side, where is the small hall again. This is a small hall where every morning and afternoon, I think it is not worthwhile. It's every morning and afternoon, Baba used to come and sit on a chair, and mandali were near him. Now, this is the settee on which Baba used to sit and give darshan, And ordinarily also, in day to day, this was a place mostly Baba used to sit here. But when the number of people were more, then this dining table and chairs were removed, and this settee was taken right back to that door. Yes, as I told you, when there were more number of people were more, then this settee was taken right up to the wall, and all this furniture was removed from here. Ordinarily, every day, this has been the dining room area, where Baba and women mandali used to take their food here. But as I told you, when there were darshan programs for a larger number of people, this furniture was removed, and that settee was right up to here. Right up to this door, here, right in the middle here. And this hall was full with people, about 300 to 400 people. When public darshans were given, when thousands of people from east and west used to come here, well, we used to erect a stage here. Here a stage was erected, and Baba used to come from here this way, used to sit here on a chair, and big pendak, tents were laid out here, with thousands and thousands of people used to gather here. Each and every one was given Baba's darshan here in this. Right up to the end of those small rooms that you see, these tents were built. Mandali and Baba lovers from Poona, they used to take days and days of hard labor, electric. A very significant aspect of these darshan programs have been that Baba in his resplendent glory used to sit on the stage. Even though inwardly he was suffering, even though we knew that his health was not good, but at the time of darshan, one must see his face, resplendent with all, what should I say, brilliance. And the significant part of all of this, that in this darshan programs, people from all over the world, irrespective of their caste, creed or status in the life or religion, they all used to gather together here, thousands in numbers.
Meherjee, when Baba would have these tremendous darshans in the back of Guruprasad here, how did he have the mandali arrange it in such short notice?
Well, that's the wonderful part of it. When Baba wants a thing to be done, his mandali is always there, and it is he does everything. Mandalis are his instruments only, but when he wants a thing to be done, it is done. However impossible it may look in the beginning, but it is done.
You mean it really looked impossible at times?
Yes, it's sometimes to accommodate thousands of people here, make their arrangements, make their toilets and all these things. It's not a joke. And none of us are professional contractors or builders.
Did you ever have to arrange for the buses for any of the
Buses,
people?
yes, people coming, buses were specially called. Trains too, the people who coming from up country, north of India, they used to come by special trains also, special
you would help
bogies.
them with their transportation even?
No, but then most of the people, the local centers were arranging for their transport and other things. That means Poona Baba Center is to do in Poona, Ahmednagar Center in Ahmednagar. And when the masses, when the crowds are big, all centers gather together here and they managed. All Baba lovers from Bombay, from Ahmednagar, Poona, these were the three main cities they manage here whenever anything is taking place in Guruprasad.
What about the food? Would Baba distribute food for some of the poor people that didn't have much money that came?
Well, Baba's food distribution there are different programs actually.
I see.
When he used to take some place, some village, and then he will distribute food or food packets or clothes or something that he used to do very often. He used to go out to villages and other places where people were collected earlier and given those things. But the main purpose of giving public darshan, according to Baba, was his work for the masses.
What was your main job that Baba would have you do specifically when he would have these large darshans?
If the Westerners were participating in the darshan, most of the time I had to look to their hotel arrangements, their transport, their air tickets, etc. Such things I used to do. And in fact, whatever Baba asked us, we just carried out.
Do you recall any interesting incidents that occurred during these darshans when the people were coming? Like sometimes they would try to...
It depends upon from what angle you look at. To everyone it was interesting from one point or other. If some ailing person would come and take Baba's darshan and he feels happy and he becomes well, he thinks that Baba has cured him. That was his faith, his love for Baba. Somebody comes in just in ecstasy, they fall down, they knock their heads at his feet, and such things do happen. It depends upon how they take it.
I understand sometimes the crowds were so big and they felt there wouldn't be enough time at the end of the darshan to they would try to come in crowds and push their way in sometimes.
Yes, that happens very often. But in those, when the darshans were to be completed, Baba used to stand up on the stage and bless them all at a time. He gave his darshan like that.
You ever worried that sometimes when the crowds were like they just would crash right through the gate and the police couldn't hold them back?
No, fortunately we never had to call police. People were very considerate. Naturally they come and stand in the sun in a long queue for hours and hours together to have a glimpse of Baba. So their temper was naturally at a high pitch. And we had to pacify them, we had to bring them near Baba, some of them. Old people, very old people who could not stand in their queue or so. Mandali used to help them bring nearer to Baba.
Do you remember any interesting things that you saw at the darshan where somebody felt Baba very strongly?
Yes, there are many instances, many. Some people would say that they saw Baba, though they were at the back or rear somewhere when Baba was sitting on the stage, say we got his darshan there. That such things do happen. People have some experiences also, some of them, of Baba's godhood, I mean to say. There are some few who do not even need Baba's physical presence even. They used to feel Baba always with them wherever they go. There are some people like that also. I personally feel when I am away from Baba, I feel his presence more in me than when I was near him. I can't explain it, but it's absolutely a fact that when I was for hours and hours together, we were sitting near Baba, I would not feel, that we are sitting near God and just having his pleasure like that. But when particularly during the last days, when he did not want anybody to see him, and in 1968 when he came to Guruprasad, that was his last stay in Guruprasad, he did not see anybody, but all the same, we felt that Baba, we are meeting Baba every day. Never a thought came that I should just go to Guruprasad and have a glimpse of him. No, he was all the time with us. And so do we feel now even, when he is no more physically with us. We feel him more near us and in us than what we felt when he was physically with us. At least that is my personal impression.
I recall that when I was here at Guruprasad, when Baba had the East-West gathering, he said for the first time in 20 years I am now going to allow the Mandali to bow down to me.
Yes, for several years he never allowed us to bow.
That was the first time. And then I saw...
No, occasionally he used to do that. In the past also many times he would never allow Mandali to bow to him. But once in a while he would ask us to do so. Once in a while, sometime, very rarely. Lately, of course, no. Lately, last few years, he never had an opportunity to bow to them. Beautiful sunshine.